Have you ever reached for a piece of fruit, feeling proud that you're making a healthy choice, only to discover later that what you thought was nourishing your body could actually be spiking your blood sugar, triggering inflammation, and even accelerating cognitive decline? For seniors over 60, this isn't just speculation. According to research published in Diabetes Care in 2023, certain high-sugar fruits consumed daily can increase your risk of type 2 diabetes by up to 38% and worsen existing metabolic conditions that millions of older adults are already fighting. And here's the nightmare no one talks about. Most seniors are eating these fruits every single day, fruits marketed as superfoods, recommended by well-meaning friends, and sitting in every grocery store produce section, all while thinking they're doing something wonderful for their health. The truth is, some fruits that were perfectly fine when you were younger can become metabolic disasters after 60. But there's also empowering news. New findings from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society show that choosing the right fruits can actually stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, protect brain function, and support healthy aging. So tonight, I'm Dr. Robert, and I'm going to walk you through the complete truth. The 4 fruits you should never touch after 60, and exactly why your body can no longer handle them the way it used to. Every claim I share is backed by peer-reviewed science, not marketing campaigns or outdated nutrition advice. You'll find all the sources linked in the description below. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments. What fruit do you eat most often? And did you know it could be harming your health? I love reading your stories and replying to as many as I can. And if this is your first time here, welcome. This channel is dedicated to bringing you science-backed strategies to help you stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60. Now let's get started with the 4 fruits you should never touch after 60. And I'm warning you, number 1 is going to shock you. It's considered a health food by millions, yet it could be one of the most dangerous choices for aging bodies. Worst fruit number 4, dried fruit, especially raisins, dates, and dried cranberries. At first glance, dried fruit seems like the perfect healthy snack. It's portable, it doesn't spoil quickly, and it's often marketed as natural and nutrient-dense. Many seniors keep bags of raisins, dates, or dried cranberries in their pantries, snacking on them throughout the day without a second thought. But here's the hidden danger. Dried fruit is one of the most concentrated sources of sugar you can eat, and after 60, your body simply can't handle that kind of glucose assault. Here's what happens during the drying process. When fresh fruit is dried, all the water is removed. That means a grape that once contained natural sugars diluted in water and fiber becomes a raisin, a tiny, shriveled piece of concentrated fructose. The volume shrinks, but the sugar content stays exactly the same. So what used to be 1 serving of grapes becomes 4 or 5 servings of raisins in just a handful. Let's put this in perspective. A single cup of fresh grapes contains about 23 grams of sugar, but a single cup of raisins? Over 100 grams of sugar. That's more sugar than 2 cans of soda. And most people don't stop at 1 cup. They mindlessly munch through 2, 3, even 4 handfuls while watching TV or reading, consuming enough sugar to send their blood glucose skyrocketing. Why is this so dangerous after 60? As you age, your body's ability to produce and respond to insulin naturally declines. Your pancreas doesn't work as efficiently. Your cells become more resistant to insulin signals. That means when you eat dried fruit, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, stays elevated longer, and causes more damage throughout your body. A 2021 study in nutrition and metabolism found that seniors who consume dried fruit regularly had significantly higher fasting blood sugar levels, greater insulin resistance, and increased markers of systemic inflammation compared to those who avoided it. Over time, this creates a vicious cycle that accelerates the progression toward prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's disease, which researchers now call type 3 diabetes, because of its direct link to blood sugar dysfunction. But the problems don't stop with sugar. Many commercial dried fruits, especially cranberries, mangoes, and pineapple, are coated with added sugar or sweetened with fruit juice concentrates to make them taste better. That means you're not just getting concentrated natural sugar, you're also getting extra refined sugar on top. Check the label of a bag of dried cranberries, and you'll often see sugar listed as the second ingredient. Some brands contain as much as 29 grams of added sugar per serving. Then there's the texture issue. Dried fruit is sticky and chewy, which means it clings to your teeth far longer than fresh fruit. This prolonged contact creates the perfect environment for cavity-forming bacteria to thrive. For seniors already dealing with weakened enamel, receding gums, or dry mouth from medications, dried fruit becomes a dental disaster waiting to happen. And here's another hidden danger: portion control. Because dried fruit is so small and easy to eat, most people drastically underestimate how much they're consuming. You can eat 10 dates in 5 minutes without feeling full, but those 10 dates contain the sugar equivalent of eating 10 fresh pieces of fruit in one sitting. Your stomach doesn't register fullness the same way because there's no water volume, no bulk, just pure concentrated calories and sugar. There's also the issue of sulfites. Many dried fruits are treated with sulfur dioxide to preserve color and extend shelf life. For seniors with sulfite sensitivity, which becomes more common with age, this can trigger headaches, breathing problems, digestive upset, and allergic reactions. So what should you do instead? If you love the convenience of dried fruit, the solution is simple: eat fresh fruit instead, or if you must have dried fruit, limit yourself to 1 or 2 pieces maximum. Pair it with protein or healthy fat to slow sugar absorption, and choose unsweetened organic varieties without added sugars or preservatives. But honestly, after 60, fresh fruit in moderation is almost always the better choice. You get all the nutrients, all the fiber, and far less sugar without the metabolic chaos. The bottom line: dried fruit may look innocent sitting in your pantry, but after 60, it's a blood sugar bomb disguised as health food. Every handful sends your glucose soaring, fuels inflammation, and accelerates the very metabolic decline you're trying to prevent. Choose fresh instead, and protect your body from unnecessary damage. Worst fruit number 3. Fruit juice. Even 100% natural juice. This one surprises almost everyone. After all, we've been told for decades that a glass of orange juice is a healthy way to start the day. It's vitamin C, it's natural, it's made from real fruit. What could be wrong with that? But here's the brutal truth. Fruit juice, even the kind labeled 100% natural with no added sugar, is one of the worst things seniors can drink. It's liquid sugar that bypasses your body's natural defenses and floods your bloodstream with glucose faster than almost any other food. Let's start with what happens when you turn fruit into juice. When you juice an orange, an apple, or any other fruit, you're removing the most important part: the fiber. Fiber is what slows down sugar absorption, keeps you feeling full, feeds your healthy gut bacteria, and protects your blood vessels. Without fiber, fruit juice is nothing more than flavored sugar water, even if it came from real fruit. Here's the science. A single glass of orange juice, just 8 ounces, contains about 21 grams of sugar and 0 fiber. That's nearly the same amount of sugar as a can of Coca-Cola. But here's the difference. When you drink juice, your body absorbs that sugar almost instantly. There's no chewing, no digestion, no fiber to slow it down. Within minutes, your blood sugar spikes dramatically. For seniors whose insulin response is already sluggish, this creates a dangerous cascade. Your pancreas struggles to produce enough insulin to handle the surge. Your cells resist the insulin that is produced, and your blood sugar stays elevated far longer than it should, causing oxidative stress, inflammation, and damage to blood vessels, nerves, and organs throughout your body. A landmark 2019 study published in JAMA Network Open followed over 13,000 adults and found that drinking just 1 glass of fruit juice per day increased the risk of premature death by 24%. Let that sink in. Not soda, not energy drinks. 100% fruit juice. The researchers concluded that liquid sugar, regardless of its source, is metabolically harmful, especially for older adults. But the dangers go beyond blood sugar. Fruit juice is also calorie-dense without being filling. You can drink 300 calories of apple juice in 3 minutes and still feel hungry. But if you ate 2 whole apples, which contain the same amount of sugar, you'd feel satisfied for hours because of the fiber, water content, and chewing process. That's why juice contributes to weight gain, metabolic syndrome, and insulin resistance far more effectively than whole fruit ever could. Then there's the acidity problem. Most fruit juices, orange, grapefruit, pineapple, cranberry, are highly acidic. When consumed regularly, they erode tooth enamel, increase cavity risk, and cause digestive discomfort, especially for seniors with acid reflux, GERD, or sensitive stomachs. Many older adults drink juice thinking it's gentle and healthy, only to find themselves dealing with heartburn, bloating, and dental damage. And here's what almost no one realizes. Even freshly squeezed juice is problematic. It doesn't matter if you make it yourself at home with organic fruit. The moment you separate the juice from the fiber, you've created a sugar delivery system that your body can't handle properly after 60. There's also the issue of portion distortion. Most people don't stop at 8 ounces. They fill a 12 or 16-ounce glass or drink multiple glasses throughout the day, thinking they're hydrating and nourishing their bodies. But in reality, they're consuming 40, 50, even 60 grams of sugar, more than a dozen teaspoons, without even realizing it. And don't be fooled by labels like no added sugar, all natural, or 100% fruit juice. These are marketing terms designed to make you feel good about your purchase. The sugar is still there, the fiber is still gone, and your body still reacts the same way, with inflammation, insulin resistance, and metabolic stress. So what should you drink instead? Water, herbal tea, sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime. If you absolutely crave fruit flavor, eat a whole piece of fruit and drink water alongside it. You'll get all the vitamins, all the fiber, and none of the blood sugar chaos. The bottom line, fruit juice is not health food. It's not even close. After 60, every glass is flooding your body with sugar, accelerating insulin resistance and increasing your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. If you want to protect your metabolism, your brain, and your arteries, put down the juice glass and choose whole, fresh fruit instead. Worst fruit number 2. Canned fruit in heavy syrup. Canned fruit has been a pantry staple for generations. It's convenient, it lasts for years, and many seniors grew up eating it as a normal part of their diet. Canned peaches, pears, fruit cocktail, they all seem harmless, even nostalgic. But here's the shocking truth. Canned fruit packed in heavy syrup is one of the most sugar-loaded, nutrient-depleted, inflammation-triggering foods seniors can eat. And the worst part? Most people have no idea just how much damage it's causing. Let's start with the syrup. When fruit is canned in heavy syrup, it's submerged in a thick, sugar-saturated liquid made from high fructose corn syrup, refined white sugar, or a combination of both. The fruit sits in this syrup for months, sometimes years, absorbing sugar deep into its flesh. By the time you open the can, what was once a relatively low-sugar piece of fruit has become a sugar-soaked sponge. Here are the numbers. A single serving of canned peaches in heavy syrup, just half a cup, contains about 22 grams of sugar. But here's the problem. Nobody eats half a cup. Most people eat the entire can, which can contain 60 to 80 grams of sugar. That's the equivalent of eating 15 teaspoons of pure sugar in one sitting. For seniors whose bodies are already struggling with insulin resistance, this is catastrophic. When you eat that much sugar at once, your blood glucose spikes to dangerous levels. Your pancreas scrambles to produce insulin. Your cells resist that insulin. And over time, this repeated assault leads directly to type 2 diabetes, weight gain, chronic inflammation, and increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and dementia. But the sugar isn't the only problem. The canning process itself destroys many of the nutrients that made the fruit valuable in the first place. Vitamin C is heat-sensitive and breaks down during the high-temperature canning process. Antioxidants degrade, natural enzymes are destroyed. What you're left with is a nutritionally hollow version of fruit, mostly sugar, some fiber, and very little else. Then there's the BPA issue. Many canned foods, including canned fruit, are lined with bisphenol A, BPA, a chemical used to prevent metal corrosion. But BPA is an endocrine disruptor, meaning it interferes with your hormone system. Studies have linked BPA exposure to increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and even certain cancers. For seniors whose hormonal systems are already changing with age, additional BPA exposure is the last thing you need. And here's the cruel irony. Canned fruit is often marketed as convenient and healthy for older adults who may have trouble chewing fresh fruit or accessing grocery stores regularly. But in reality, it's doing far more harm than good. The convenience comes at the cost of your metabolic health, your blood sugar stability, and your long-term independence. There's also the texture problem. Canned fruit is often mushy, overly soft, and lacking the satisfying crunch and freshness of real fruit. This makes it less filling, less satisfying, and easier to overeat. You can eat an entire can without feeling full, consuming hundreds of empty calories and massive amounts of sugar in the process. And don't be fooled by phrases like light syrup or reduced sugar. While these versions contain slightly less sugar than heavy syrup, they're still problematic. Light syrup can still contain 10 to 15 grams of added sugar per serving, far more than your body needs or can handle safely after 60. So, what should you do instead? If you love the convenience of canned fruit, choose fruit canned in water or 100% fruit juice, not juice concentrate. Drain and rinse the fruit thoroughly to remove excess sugar. But honestly, the best option is always fresh or frozen fruit. Frozen fruit is picked at peak ripeness, flash frozen to preserve nutrients, and contains no added sugar, syrup, or chemicals. It's just as convenient as canned, far more nutritious, and infinitely safer for your blood sugar. The bottom line, canned fruit in heavy syrup is not real fruit. It's sugar-soaked, nutrient-stripped, chemical-laden junk food disguised as something wholesome. After 60, every bite floods your body with sugar, fuels insulin resistance, and accelerates metabolic decline. If you want real nutrition and real health, choose fresh or frozen instead, and leave the cans on the shelf where they belong. Worst fruit number 1, watermelon. This is the big one, and I know this will surprise, maybe even upset, a lot of people. Watermelon is summer's favorite fruit. It's refreshing, it's hydrating, it's sweet, and it feels like the ultimate guilt-free treat. Many seniors eat massive slices of watermelon on hot days, thinking they're doing something wonderful for their bodies. But here's the undeniable, scientifically backed truth. Watermelon is one of the worst fruits seniors can eat after 60, and the reasons go far deeper than most people realize. Let's start with the glycemic index. The glycemic index, GI, measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar. Foods with a high GI cause rapid spikes in glucose, which is dangerous for seniors with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or type 2 diabetes. Watermelon has a glycemic index of 72, which is classified as high. For comparison, that's nearly as high as white bread or a candy bar. What does this mean in real terms? When you eat a large slice of watermelon, your blood sugar shoots up rapidly. Your body floods your bloodstream with insulin to try to bring it back down. But after 60, your cells don't respond to insulin as well as they used to. So your blood sugar stays elevated longer, your pancreas has to work harder, and over time, this repeated stress leads directly to insulin resistance, weight gain, fatty liver disease, and full-blown type 2 diabetes. A 2020 study in nutrition research found that seniors who consumed high glycemic fruits like watermelon more than 3 times per week had significantly higher HbA1c levels, a measure of long-term blood sugar control, and greater risk of metabolic syndrome compared to those who avoided them. That's not opinion. That's measured, documented metabolic damage. But blood sugar isn't the only problem. Watermelon is also extremely low in fiber. Fiber is what slows sugar absorption, keeps you full, and protects your digestive system. A typical serving of watermelon, about 2 cups, contains less than 1 gram of fiber. That means all the natural sugar, about 18 grams per serving, hits your bloodstream almost instantly with nothing to slow it down. And here's where portion control becomes a massive issue. Watermelon is mostly water. It's not filling. It doesn't satisfy hunger. So most people, especially seniors snacking in the heat, eat 2, 3, even 4 cups in one sitting. That's 50 to 70 grams of sugar consumed rapidly, with virtually no fiber to buffer the impact. It's a blood sugar roller coaster that leaves you feeling tired, foggy, and craving more sugar within an hour. Then there's the fructose problem. Watermelon contains high levels of fructose, a type of sugar that's metabolized differently than glucose. Unlike glucose, which every cell in your body can use for energy, fructose is processed almost entirely by your liver. When you consume large amounts of fructose, especially without fiber, your liver converts much of it into fat. This leads to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, elevated triglycerides, and increased belly fat. For seniors already dealing with sluggish metabolism, poor liver function, weight gain, or midsection, eating watermelon regularly is like pouring gasoline or metabolic fire. You think you're eating something light and healthy, but your liver is drowning in fructose, struggling to keep up and slowly accumulating dangerous visceral fat. There's also a hidden danger for seniors taking certain medications. Watermelon is naturally high in potassium and has mild diuretic effects. For people taking blood pressure medications, diuretics, or ACE inhibitors, eating large amounts of watermelon can cause potassium levels to spike dangerously high, a condition called hyperkalemia. Symptoms include irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, numbness, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. And let's talk about the illusion of health. Watermelon is 92% water, which makes people feel like they're eating something light, refreshing, and harmless. But that water content is exactly what makes it so deceptive. You don't feel full. You don't feel like you've eaten much. So you keep eating, slice after slice, consuming hundreds of calories and massive amounts of sugar without realizing it. Many seniors also make the mistake of eating watermelon as a snack between meals, or even as a dessert after dinner. But because it's so high on the glycemic index and so low in protein and fat, it causes blood sugar to spike right when your body should be winding down for sleep. This disrupts insulin signaling, interferes with sleep quality, and contributes to nighttime blood sugar instability. And here's the final blow. Watermelon provides very little nutritional value compared to other fruits. Yes, it contains some vitamin C and a small amount of lycopene, an antioxidant. But compared to berries, which are packed with fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds, watermelon is nutritionally hollow. It's mostly sugars and water, empty calories with minimal benefit. So what should you eat instead? If you love the refreshing feeling of watermelon on a hot day, choose lower glycemic fruits like strawberries, blueberries, cantaloupe, in moderation, or even cucumber slices with a sprinkle of salt and lime. These options hydrate you, satisfy your sweet tooth, and won't send your blood sugar into chaos. The bottom line, watermelon may be delicious, refreshing, and nostalgic, but after 60, it's a metabolic disaster. It spikes your blood sugar, overloads your liver with fructose, provides almost no fiber, and contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, and chronic disease. If you want to protect your metabolism, your brain, and your long-term health, it's time to let watermelon go and choose fruits that actually nourish and heal your aging body. Final conclusion. What happens next? So there you have it. The complete science-backed truth about the 4 worst fruits seniors can eat after 60. These aren't just less healthy options. They're metabolic disruptors that spike blood sugar, fuel inflammation, and accelerate the very aging and disease processes you're trying to prevent. Let's recap what we've learned. Dried fruit concentrates sugar into tiny deceptive packages that wreak havoc on blood glucose. Fruit juice removes fiber and floods your body with liquid sugar faster than soda. Canned fruit and heavy syrup soaks fruit in toxic levels of added sugar and chemicals. Watermelon spikes blood sugar, overloads your liver, and provides almost no nutritional value. Now I know this information might feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, but I've eaten these fruits my whole life. Is it really that serious? And here's the truth. Yes, it is. After 60, your body changes. What worked at 30 or 40 doesn't work anymore. Your insulin response slows, your metabolism shifts, and foods that were once harmless can become genuinely dangerous. But here's the empowering part. It's never too late to make better choices. Your body has an incredible ability to heal and rebalance when you stop feeding it the wrong foods and start giving it what it truly needs. Here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1. Go to your kitchen. Check your pantry and refrigerator. If you see dried fruit, fruit juice, or canned fruit and syrup, remove them. Don't save them for later. Don't finish them just this once. Eliminate the danger from your home today. Step 2. For the next 30 days, avoid these 4 fruits completely. Replace them with fresh, whole, low glycemic fruits like berries, green apples, and citrus, which I'll cover in detail in my next video. Step 3. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice your energy levels. Notice your cravings. Notice your mental clarity. When you stop flooding your body with sugar, the changes can be dramatic and fast. And here's my promise to you. If you eliminate these 4 dangerous fruits from your diet, within just 30 days you will experience more stable energy throughout the day, no more crashes, fewer sugar cravings and less hunger between meals, better mental clarity and focus, improved digestion and less bloating, more stable blood sugar readings, if you're monitoring, a lighter, clearer, more energized feeling in your body. But this is only half the story. In my next video, I'm going to reveal the 4 best fruits for seniors over 60, the ones that stabilize blood sugar, fight inflammation, protect your brain, and actively support healthy aging. These are fruits most seniors aren't eating nearly enough of. And when you combine avoiding the worst with embracing the best, the transformation is life-changing. At this channel, we believe aging should never mean decline. With the right information and the right choices, your best years can still be ahead of you. You deserve to feel energized. You deserve mental clarity. You deserve a body that works with you, not against you. If you found this video helpful, if it opened your eyes or challenged what you thought you knew, please hit the like button and share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear this. And subscribe so you don't miss Part 2, the 4 best fruits for seniors over 60, coming very soon. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 fruits shocked you the most? Are you currently eating any of them regularly? And will you commit to removing them from your diet for the next 30 days? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and I reply to as many as I can. Remember, every bite is a choice. Every choice has power. And you have far more control over your health than you've been led to believe. Here's to making smart, science-backed choices. Here's to protecting your body from hidden dangers. And here's to a future where you stay strong, sharp, and independent, no matter what the calendar says. I'm Dr. Robert, and I'll see you in the next video.